Joined by head coach Pedro Arruza of Randolph-Macon College football. And coach, let's take a look from last year coming into this season. Last season, banner season for you, winning the ODAC title, and then going to Johns Hopkins and really performing very well against a tough Johns Hopkins team. Talk a little bit about last year's performance and what the carryover might be into this season.
Yeah, well, I thought, first of all, that we had an outstanding senior class last year. We had 36 seniors, nine starters on the defensive side of the ball. And the thing that I loved about last year was just having an opportunity to coach those guys for 4 years and seeing those guys grow up and mature. Great character among that group, tremendous commitment to football. And I think that probably the best thing that they did was help to establish a great culture. We've always had a good culture in our football program, but you're always trying to make that culture better. And I thought that senior class did an outstanding job of modeling how to go about doing things the right way on the field, off the field. And I think that's carried over into our football team. We'll be able to tell that a little bit more when we get into the preseason camp here. But I thought the transition from the end of the season into our off-season program and into the spring was as good as it's ever been, and I credit the seniors with a lot of that.
Coach, let's take a look at the offensive side of the ball first. And last year, the thing that stood out to me most is you were a big play offense. Is that you had a good running game that churned up a lot of yards, and then you hit it hard for the passing game and hit a lot of big hitters down there. Talk a little bit about what you see out of your offense this season, including the quarterback position.
Yeah, well, first of all, I thought Burke played outstanding down the stretch last year. He came in the Guilford game and gave us a great boost, and then played, I thought, as good as any quarterback in a program has played in the Hampton-Sydney game at the end of the year. So Burke is going to be back. He's going to go into a sophomore year here. Joe McBride will be back. Joe is another guy that I've got a lot of confidence in, so those two will battle it out during camp. But I thought we got outstanding play out of the quarterback position towards the end of the season. I thought we struggled a little bit early on, but when Burke took over towards the end of the season, we played much better there. We've got Trey back at tailback. Obviously we've got to improve our ball security, but he's an outstanding player, and I think that we're going to have more depth at the running back position than we've had in a long, long time. Certainly some guys that can stretch the field a little bit, but also some guys that are pretty physical runners. So I'm excited about the running back position. And then, at the receiver position, we've got Christian Redmond back. We've got Eric Hoy back, who's kind of a do-it-all multi-purpose guy for us. Wildcat quarterback, guy that plays a little bit of running back for us and a little bit of receiver. And so I'm excited about our offensive skill. We've got Jay Hauser back at center. We're going to have to find some pieces up front and play around with some pieces, but I'm excited about the guys that we have in our freshman class, and I think that we also have some guys in the program that have an opportunity to compete for a spot this year.
When we take a look at the defensive side of the ball, that's a unit where you've lost some players to graduation, some good talent. Talk a little bit about what you see from the next generation of Yellow Jackets playing defense for your squad.
Well, the guy that I'm most excited about on the defensive side of the ball is Jake Pinkston. Jake has been a 3-year starter, so it's going to be his 3rd year starting. Great football player. I think one of the guys that maybe was lost in the shuffle a little bit last year because we had so many great seniors, but Jake's as good a player as I've ever had on the defensive line. He's a 2-time state champion wrestler. Tough kid, blue-collar kid, plays really, really hard. And so I'm really excited about having him back for a senior season. We've got some guys to replace, obviously, at linebacker and in the secondary and up front. I mean, we're going to have to replace pretty much our entire defense with new faces, but I think we've got some good players in the program. And it'll be a question of who steps up and when they step up, but I think we've got some talent on that side of the ball.
Now let's finish up here by taking a look at the ODAC. This season a little bit different, down to 7 teams with Catholic stepping away and going to the new MAC, but then in 2018 coming right back to 8 squads with Ferrum coming into the league. Talk a little bit about, first off, this season and where you think Randolph-Macon fits into the ODAC picture, and then what you see for the future of the league.
Where we fit in, not really sure where we fit in. I mean, I think it's too early to tell that. I think that we've got a lot of good players. I think everybody else has a lot of good players. So we'll see how things come together. I say it every year. I think it all comes down to who can develop the best chemistry, who has the best leadership, and who's going to get better week to week. So I'm not one that likes to make predictions, but I think that we'll be in the mix when it's all said and done.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining me today, and good luck this season.
Thanks.